Welcome back to my channel. Today we will discuss the immaculate birth of Anakin Skywalker. Jedi Masters speak of an ancient prophecy of a chosen one to fulfilled by the birth and life of Darth Vader. We interrogate the living force as a sentient paternal architect, framing Anakin's midichlorian conception through divine intervention. May the Force be with you. Did you know this connection between Christianity and Star Wars? Anakin Skywalker, that is Darth Vader, was born of a virgin. A virgins in the Force, Anakin was born on the desert planet of Tatooine in the Outer Rim territories in 41 BBY. He was the son of Shmi Skywalker, a slave who conceived a child without a father. His blood contained over 20,000 midichlorians, surpassing Grand Master Master Yoda and all other Jedi in the galaxy. Qui-Gon Jinn, the Jedi Master who discovered Skywalker during the invasion of Naboo in 32 BBY, theorized that Skywalker was conceived by midichlorians. Blending digital surrealism with theological rigor, we dissect the cosmic will behind this miraculous birth. This prophecy is made obvious to discover the seed of a soul alone to the One. Anakin was conceived by the Force, as Darth Plagueis said, by his own hand, by his own power over life and death, positioning it as a calculated spiritual disruption of universal equilibrium. What if the Force isn't just an energy field? Darth Plagueis raised himself into the Force. He would be conceived by the Force itself. Ultimately, Darth was born of the virgin Shmi Skywalker. What if the Force is a calculated, sentient father? Anakin's birth is often seen as a scientific anomaly. Darth Plagueis had not only learned how to keep people from dying, but how to prevent himself from death. But through Abrahamic mysticism, it appears as a divine disruption. We dissect the living Force as a paternal architect. Anakin was born purely from the midichlorians, the living source of the Force. Hopefully, this meant that Anakin was free of the dark influence of Darth Plagueis, but it doesn't appear this was completely true. A dark cloud would follow Anakin his entire life, as we know, seeking to reclaim universal equilibrium. The midichlorian conception is the greatest miracle in the galaxy, yet we rarely question the intent behind the Creator. We interrogate the cosmic will that birthed the Chosen One. Is Anakin a savior or a spiritual weapon forged by a sentient intervening God? The Jedi High Council admitted Anakin into the Order as Padawan of Jedi Knight Obi-Wan Kenobi, despite feeling that he was too old and emotional to adhere to the Jedi Code. Anakin remained a Padawan through the beginning of the Count Dooku. Although Jedi doctrine prohibited romantic relationship, Anakin had a secret wife, Senator Padme Amidala of Naboo. Centuries of theological tradition point to a truth. Divine intervention requires calculated sacrifice. We frame Anakin's creation not as a random prophecy, but as a masterpiece of the living Force. Anakin served as Jedi General in the Grand Army of the Republic, commanding the clones troopers of the elite's 501st Legion against the Confederacy of Independent Systems. After receiving his knighthood, Anakin oversaw the Jedi training of his own apprentice, Ahsoka Tano. By 19 BBY, when walked away from the Jedi Order, Anakin began to struggle with feelings of failure towards his apprentice and the Order itself. Join us as we explore the terrifying reality of being a pawn to a celestial architect, the catalyst of the cosmic will. Analyze the midichlorian conception not as a biological fluke, but as a deliberate act of the living Force. Compare Anakin's birth to creatio ex nihilo, found in Abrahamic theological traditions. Establish the living Force as a sentient entity with a specific agenda, rather than a passive energy field. The architect and the vessel. Examine the paternal role of the Force in shaping Anakin's psychological and spiritual development. Parallel Shmi Skywalker's role with divine selection and mystical burden. Contrast the Jedi Order's clinical interpretation of the prophecy with the raw, chaotic nature of divine intervention. The geometry of spiritual disruption. Investigate why the living force broke the laws of nature to introduce a soul. That functions as a spatial and temporal bridge. Map the ripple effects of Anakin's existence as a calculated shock to the cosmic equilibrium designed to force the galaxy into a dyad-centric evolution. Use digital surrealism to visualize how the paternal architect sculpts destiny by weaving the threads of two lives into one singular focus, the paradox of divine agency. Debate the tension between Anakin's free will and his predetermined role as a tool of the paternal force. Explore the divine violence inherent in bringing balance through destruction rather than peaceful reform. Critique the failures of the Jedi to recognize the Force's shifting sentient intentions toward the dark and light, legacy of the sentient singularity. Reflect on how the paternal architecture of the Force transcends Anakin to manifest the dyad soul mechanics seen in his descendants. Connect the theological implications of Anakin's origin to philosophical debates regarding soul binding and cosmic fate. Conclude by positioning the living force as a demanding deity that views the dyad as the ultimate expression of universal truth and biological purpose. His mother, Shmi Skywalker, explicitly states, "There was no father. I carried him, I gave birth, I raised him. I can't explain what happened," is what his mother had stated. Jedi Master Qui-Gon Jinn concludes that Anakin was conceived by midichlorians, microscopic, sentient life forms that connect living beings to the Force, making Anakin the prophesied chosen one. Born directly from the cosmic Force itself, common fan theories and myths. While the Force is his official creator, the franchise has played with alternative ideas that often confuse fans. Palpatine, Darth Sidious. In the comic Darth Vader number 25, Vader experiences a dark side vision showing Emperor Palpatine manipulating the midichlorians inside Shmi's womb. While many fans took this as a paternity reveal, Star Wars Story Group creatives later clarified that this was just a manifestation of the dark side playing on Vader's fears, not a literal biological reality. The will of the Force is the primary explanation is that the midichlorian willed Anakin into existence to serve as the chosen one. He was destined to destroy the Sith and bring ultimate balance to the galaxy. Palpatine acts strictly as a manipulative father figure, not a genetic parent. Darth Plagueis. In a darker twist, highly debated alternative stem from Star Wars. In a Force vision, a phantom of Emperor Palpatine is shown manipulating the midichlorians inside Shmi's womb. This implies the Sith may have artificially engineered his birth using the dark side secrets of Darth Plagueis. In Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, Palpatine explains that his master, Darth Plagueis, could influence midichlorians to create life. In older expanded universe lore, legends, it is implied that the Force created Anakin as a direct defensive backlash to Plagueis and Palpatine. The prefix ana of the Greek prefix in biology is again anew. Let's look at kin, as in your family, ascendants, and collaterals, those from whom you're born. Could that point to Anakin being Darth Plagueis being born anew, attempting to manipulate the dark side to bring balance to the Force? With the birth of his twin children, Luke and Leia, and their ascendancy. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe so I can give you more information like this. Star Wars drew a great deal of inspiration from Japanese culture when creating the Star Wars films, which is perhaps most apparent in the character of Darth Vader. The most feared man in the galaxy was based on the samurai's awe-inspiring black armor is enough to make a clear connection. Darth was based on Japanese samurai that was skilled and disciplined warriors of Japan's feudal era, 12th century to 19th century. Darth was greatly influenced by Japanese filmmaker Akira Kurosawa's The Hidden Fortress, transposing several aspects of the 1958 samurai drama onto his 1977 space opera. Darth was based on a specific samurai warrior, the famed Date Masamune, feudal warlord born in 1567, also known as the One-Eyed Dragon.